Yo, 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 what's good, Joe? It's your boy Tappin. I'm back with another five piece. Well, it's not a five piece, but despite not getting a five piece last week, I did manage to hit leaderboard for the first time as well as early veteran rank. The veteran rank video will be next, but I wanted to talk about my leaderboard push, not just to brag, but to also explore a new thought process that I've been working on this season, and I want to review it to see if it's even viable or if it's just in my head. I'm still a bit suspicious my push was sort of a fluke because I had no idea I was close until I realized I was close. But I think I identified a pattern that held me back in previous seasons, and I don't think my early success this season has as much to do with skill as much as it has to do with building the right teams and targeting the popular trends. The team you'll see me using in the first few battles is a team I had success with the night before, but not much success with the following day. And out of frustration, Crispy and I, my teammate, shout outs to Crispy20, decided to build a team on the fly, targeting some of the common picks and compositions that I was facing. So I went from starting really negatively in the 2200 range to climbing to over 2400 elo and leaderboards. Now, the reason why I want to explore slash rant about this is because in the past I was pretty stubborn about my initial builds, or I'd find a team I really like and never give up on it no matter what my win rate was with it, often blaming my own skill and not the team. And also desperate to prove myself right, I would continue to try to succeed with the team. You know, like 4 days straight of using the wrong team because of this old archaic advice given to many trainers in the past. And it's the find one team and stick to it mantra. And I no longer believe this to be logical because of content creators and Go Battle Log and word of mouth team testing and team spreadsheets. The meta changes a little too often to keep using a team that isn't giving you consistent 4-1s and 5-0s. Now, I didn't immediately jump into reviewing these battles because I just want to showcase the losses I had with this team first. That I had a decent success with the night before. It did take me like to the 2200s, but when I used it today, I was just noticing that none of the team compositions that I was facing were working out for me. So let's see. We'll start the actual review from right now, and I'll sprinkle in some of my thought process because that's what I really want to get into about like changing the way I approach day-to-day battles. So here we go. We got a Gastrodon lead. That's a horrible lead. So we say swap our Mewtwo, and they come in with a Corviknight. This is pretty RPS, but depending on how they play this out, we can still make this pretty close. So I'm probably going to call the payback, and I do call the payback because if I can't flip switch, I'm not going to try to flip switch. And see how we get it really low with the dynamic punches, which is mad cool. So they do get us out the way, and we come in. Now, I really wanted to document the actual climb, like from using the wrong team to finally building a team. So this video is a little bit longer. This will be the only long video. Because I wanted to document the transition from the like 2200s up to like I was really surprised that 2400s was leaderboard range. It was my first time being close, and you'll see in like the later videos when I start realizing I start doing less battles, which I didn't enjoy. I started doing less battles mainly because I wanted to make sure that I stayed in leaderboard. So yeah, this is me like pausing to go to like the website to like now start team building, and I have the VOD muted so that I can talk over it, but my teammate is in chat giving me some ideas on what I should use. So right now I'm like checking Go Battle Log and trying to like see what the top teams are, because this is how I decide to target things, and like, I'm probably gonna ruin my chances of even like continuing to do well because everyone's probably gonna start playing in this way. Nah, that sounds super egotistical. I don't expect to start any trends, but I do want to show my thought process, or like it's not even a thought process, it's pretty much cheat codes. I go to Go Battle Log and I look at what the most popular teams are. So this is Crispy here, and he's saying Dusknoir lead feels good, and I'm still thinking really hard. I'm going through like the top teams here, and I'm really frustrated at this point. I actually want to climb early this season, so this is my first time approaching it this way, where I'm just not accepting a team that isn't working for me. This is my first time deciding that maybe I do have the skills, and if a team isn't working, let me stop just blaming myself and let's start approaching what I'm facing.
Because I don't want to rush the team build part of this. I already know that.
So right now we're just like we're thinking really hard, and I want to see these common picks mainly because I'm wanting to start thinking to myself like, okay, what is like a core breaker to all of these common picks that I've been seeing a whole bunch. So as you see, my teammate starts talking about Dusknor, so I look for a
No
good
shot is
Dusknor.
level
I don't
50.
think I end up finding one, but I don't really care too much about
I can
IVs,
build one,
especially
though.
this season. I've been succeeding with some really horrible IVs.
Shadow Dust, Shadow Drape, Togekiss.
You see in the veteran rank video that I pretty much use horrible IVs on my willpower push to veteran. This video was really like a week old, by the way, to give you a heads up.
Togekiss might be okay
I just
right
was
now.
really excited and still like
I do have the rank 1
super
Forges.
charged up about
Y'all
hitting
just
the
run
leaderboards,
Forges?
and then like lots of community ambassador obligations and distractions this week. That I really wanted to be in the right mindset to do this and to also get into the groove of making content in general.
Am I wanting
So
to
right
add
now we're
Skeledirge?
thinking of Cradley, and I think right now I probably should be turning up the volume so that we can see what my thought process was here, so that you can hear the background. I will edit the volume so that you can hear what I was
And
thinking
then
about in the background. But if I can
maybe a
remember
fairy?
correctly,
Maybe we add
were tired of
Togekiss?
Scizor, but we wanted to use Togekiss and Cradley to also
question is
target.
now, what is our
we
strategy?
were tired of Scizor.
So this
We also
this
did
has
not
an A
want
in
to lose the
consistency
belly
and
ball.
an A in coverage.
So we were pretty much trying to create an RPS
Dirge
team.
leads,
We do the
really
rating
safe
for this
talk, 'cause that's
team.
where
I don't
I
have the
was
right
going
lead
next. Thanks,
in the place
I
at this
don't-
moment.
I didn't know
But
who
it looks
might
like a
be
decent
this.
rating to me. And I started looking at this
Cool
team like,
against
oh, maybe this
Nidoqueen?
has some RPS application, because GBL is blind
Honestly-
threes, and you have to really take advantage of what people are comfortable with and what they're used to bringing and using.
No.
And sometimes just take advantage of their comfortability by just being super off meta. This isn't particularly off meta, but I knew Skeledirge would target the Corviknights, target the Scizors, and it would still have neutral play into a lot of the other things that it loses to. Like, most of them don't want to take a boosted Shadow Ball. They don't want to take double Torch Song.
Yeah, I know. That's
So,
why I said no. It has Mud Slap now.
we're deciding on if this team makes any sense, and you can see me thinking really hard, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know, because I can see the future, because we ended up using this team to take us to the leaderboards. But I'm not
saying we
super
see-
confident about this team
We're probably not going to see that many
right
Nido
away.
Queens.
And what we're gonna learn
But
about
if
in the
we
first
lead
battle,
Skeledirge,
which
we do have a safe swap. It could be either Togekiss or Cradley.
you'll see that
Either-
like
either of those
our
things
meta
is safe
read
swap
was
against the regular
correct,
team composition.
but my plays were
Skeledirge,
bad, which is
Togekiss,
why like this is not to
I'm
put
not mad at
myself
this
down as a
team.
trainer, because I am capable
Regrets
of locking in
are-
and being like supreme
Technical
energy
Ghost
management and
and
stuff, but I
Lapras.
will not
I feel like
lie
those
and say
those
that
are
my
not- those are
leaderboard
close
push
wins. Those aren't
had
like
me
guaranteed
super
wins for
locked
them.
in or
Giratina
supremely
altered is gonna be a
managing
little
energy.
scary. I think I like this team. I think I like this team. I think we're gonna try this team. Win or
So
lose, I think
that's
this
why I
team-
want to
this team
say
is
that
worth
like
trying.
I can't really say that this
Skeledirge,
push
you said
was
Cradley,
a
safe swap?
skill-based push. I
I guess
want
we play it
my
by ear.
future pushes to
We'll play it
be
by
more
ear.
confidently skill-based pushes, but I think that you'll see here that like, or you'll see in a lot of battles in general. Maybe, and I do want to review more of the negative sets, but you see like a lot of battles in general. Like, I'll build the right team, I'll counter the lead, I'll even counter the swap, and somehow I'll still find a way to mess the game up. So you'll see that it really is sometimes driver, not the vehicle, but you have to be able to discern
This thing
between the
gets
two
fight.
things. You know, you have to be able to know if it's the team or you. And I think I'm at the like
Yo, please
humble,
don't tell me Incinerators like
no ego filled kind of like place in my
Yo, Wex,
GBL
what's good,
style
man?
where
How
like
you guys
I'm
doing,
able
man?
to determine whether or not it's me or the team very honestly.
Sorry, I forgot to do the shout out.
So
I'm only remembering it. When
I think
Wex
that's why
comes in.
even though the first battle
I'm
with
sorry,
this team
guys.
was negative,
I was locked
I
in. Well, I
continued
was
to
fake
use
locked
this
in.
team anyway.
We weren't even winning, bro. We weren't even winning.
So I think now, without further ado, we start building up the team. We're definitely about to use it now. And yeah, so the thought process is like, when I'm building these teams, by the way, is I'm looking, if I'm going to choose a lead, right? I'm trying to count this because everybody's always leading that kind of stuff, right? But I'm also wanting to protect my lead from its threats. So I know that this thing is scared of Belly Bolt and it's scared of Gastrodon. So I better answer to Belly Bolt and Gastrodon in the back. Look at how lucky we get. We win lead and they switch into something. I move really slow here, but I think that I want to threaten a shield before I switch out. And I do, right? I switch over to my Togekiss. Now, this looks like perfect RPS. In my mind, like, I can't even, like, it's been a week since this has happened. So I don't remember exactly what my thought process was or what I did here. But as far as I'm looking, this looks like an RPS win. I have no idea how I messed this one up. So they come in with their Sandslash after losing their Mewtwo. We realign our Skeledirge to it, and then they counter swap their Cradley. So now we're facing their Cradley mirror. I am not throwing rock tombs anymore. I'm throwing grass knots. I guess I'm trying to get rid of it. And then they come in with their sand slash and they throw a drill run. We let it go. That might have been our mistake there. Is calling that bait. Okay, wow. So I guess I thought that they might get cheeky and bait, and it was just not worth the shield. Because if we just shield there, we get rid of that sand slash, and then we also get some incinerate damage onto the Cradley. So that was driver error right there. And can you imagine me? I was on the leaderboards for 2 days, and this is how I play sometimes. So we kind of win lead again, and they save swap a Florges. I think I remember this match. I think I remember making a bunch of mistakes here. So we just spam these things. We're gonna just spam. We're gonna degen through this. We're just gonna spam rock tombs and debuff whatever. And I think that I'm predicting that something else is scared of Cradley. So I dance around to switch, and they just top left because I guess my prediction was correct. Here we have a Florges lead. We're like, chilling water is scary and everything, but it's not that scary. They save swap their Giratina, and I counter swap my Togekiss. Now they call the bait. They might have thought I was on Psyshock or I remember this is going like 3 times speed because I didn't want this video to be extremely long. But I remember this battle distinctly, and I remember thinking to myself like, he's doing so many goddamn Shadow Claws. I am not allowing this trainer to Shadow Force me. And funny enough, yeah, he did have the Shadow Force. So they come back and we realign our Cradley onto this, and they want to stay in for some reason. It's because they have their own belly boat. And so I want to talk about this too. So like, I know everybody has like the dope commentary and stuff like that, but I'm really just analytical and introspective, and I really want to become better at this game, right? And I want to talk about this mistake that I frequently make, and it's overplaying here. And so I save swap and give up my alignment, and I show my Cradley, and he's happy to get my Cradley low to then bring his belly bolts in to farm it down. And I can't tell you how often I make these kind of plays where I'm over predicting what the back line is, or I'm just not wanting to concede a farm down, and I give away a match that would have easily been an RPS win. Now, don't worry, we still win this match, but I just want to tell you, like, I make some matches a little bit more difficult than they need to be because of those overplaying antics. So we have a Mud Slapper here, but they're also weak to our Incinerate, so I definitely want to stay in and threaten a shield. They do give us the shield, and that's when I save swap. Now, I'm really contemplating, should I shield a Frenzy Plant? I don't. I let it go. And for some reason, they save swap in Raikou, which is an electric type. Now, I know that it has Aura Sphere now, and it gets the Aura Sphere in 5, so it's very extremely spammy. But it just lets it go, and it comes back in with a Fire type, something also very soft to a Rock Tumor. And they just let me get their shields. So now it's 1-0 shields, and they bait with a Thunder Punch. I send the Shadow Ball. They catch the Shadow Ball actually, but it's totally fine because we can live a Thunder Punch, and they're not gonna live our Aura Sphere. So I'm happy about this new way that I play the game, where like on a day-to-day basis, my team may not work this team managed to work, I think, for 2 days actually for some reason. But I have to pay attention to when teams are just no longer working, when I feel like my team is being targeted. So we run into a horrible lead, but we stay in. And they let us, they don't want to get farmed down, so they switch in their Kingdra, and I guess they thought that I was I guess they thought that I was gonna bait or something. But I didn't bait. Now, this is sketchy because he baits here. He's probably, now that he baited, no matter what, even if we debuff him, if he gets this dynamic punch off, we're just screwed. So he gets it off, we're just screwed. Now, does this take out? It doesn't. And then they get to a move. And yeah, so we're just screwed here. Yeah, like I said, like, yeah, as you can see, like through these battles, especially through my play, I didn't feel like I was making a leaderboard push. Anyway, so we amazing lead, and then they bring in this, and it's just RPS. They just leave, and you can see that I'm excited. It ends up being a calm 4-1, and I think if I remember correctly, this took me to 2369 elo. Nice, right? Okay, hold up. I should really cut this out. Wait, no, I can't cut this out. Okay, so that was the first 4-1 I believe, and that took me to 23-26. And so this is also an okay lead because chilling water isn't that scary. So we just let it go. Now, if they have a move that they get to in 5, I throw on improper timing so that they can't get to their 2 moves before I get at least one torch song off. Knowing when to throw on improper timing is it's a very honed skill. But like once you start become like a stickler on timing, you start making mistakes that you may not have noticed because you're like being so timing horny. Whereas like sometimes you just have to get the move off. They come in with this. This feels like a straight up win. This is a beautiful Pokemon, but all right, okay, cool. So I've been noticing Confusion crest this season, and I know that Confusion generates energy faster this season, but I just think that the flexibility of Psycho Cut is just infinitely better. You throw a Grass Knot and we survive it. That is a rank 1 Cradily, by the way. And yeah, this guy he's gonna have to pay back here. But he air cutters and it's just over. He top lefts. He understands that it's just over. Okay, I faced my teammate here, and I do want to talk about this battle. I wish I could slow this one down, but I did not remember his team at all. And I wasn't panicking in any kind of way, but I was like, I know that he's just like me. He's not going to just let me win, right? So I am locked in here in this situation, right? But I do notice that like I'm like itching, like I'm trying to remember like what was his team, and I think like midway through the battle it did start coming to me, and but I do remember. No, actually I'm lying. It did not come to me because I remember thinking that this was going to be a loss, and it ends up being a loss, but it didn't have to be. So he comes in with his Runerigus. We were both running Runerigus around 2 days ago. Runerigus got me to the 2200s, but again, we started doing meta reads and making new teams. He successfully catches that Grass Knot that I really wanted to get into this Runerigus, and I feel like from there I thought it was game over. So I'm just desperately throwing my Torch Song. I'm not worried about catches or anything. And then I finally see that the last Pokemon is Tinkaton. I'm thinking I just boosted my attack. One Shadow Ball has to be enough. And they got DRE. Yeah, so he gets damage registration error and gets off the final Bulldoze when he should have died to the Incinerate. But I was already panicking and like close to losing that anyway because I just wasn't playing my best. So we see a Cradily lead and they save swap a Blastoise. I don't know why, because I think that's a decent matchup for them, but we counter swap our Cradily, or maybe I'm tripping, maybe they led something else. No, I was right. Yeah, it was Cradily. It's moving so fast, I almost was second guessing myself. But they lead Cradily and they switch out into a Blastoise. They just lose their Blastoise, and now we lose our Cradily to their Cradily, but the Cradily is half health. So we come and we start boosting up Torch Songs, and they have a Mud Slapper in the back. And despite Water Pulse being neutral and doing big damage, if they don't shield the right moves, I don't think they can just win this in general. And they start baiting here. I think that I put up one shield to oh yeah, I might have been counting. If I was on point counting, then that's why I didn't shield there. There are moments where I am counting. Don't get me wrong. Don't watch this video and then cue into me and be like, oh, this is the guy who talks about how he wings it sometimes and how he got lucky and shit. Like, I'm not always getting lucky. Sometimes I'm locked in. Like, you can see like in my actual leaderboards, my last video that put me into the leaderboard range, I do this thing where I occasionally stream without the webcam, without music, and those are the streams where you can see me super lock in. So they lead a Mewtwo, and I go straight for the Shadow Ball. I'm not playing any games. I want the shield or the big damage, and I'm gonna let whatever go through. I believe I am for sure. And they catch the next Shadow Ball, but I'm fine with doing all of this damage and getting all of this shield. I don't know why I shield here, but I guess I want this Torch Song really bad. So I do get the Torch Song really bad. I'm probably gonna get the second shield, and now I think I'm chilling. Because that Dynamic Puncher is gonna come in, and I'm gonna shield up the Dynamic Punch. I throw one, and then I throw the Rock Tomb. Now they beat me to another Dynamic Punch. Let's see if we live it.
we do, and then we bank that little bit of energy that we had, and we get the nastiest farm down on our with our Togekiss. The last Pokemon is the Zygarde, and you love to see it. You don't respect them, and I'm desperate to get rid of this Weezing, by the way. So I have to just throw the Focus Blast right away, even though it's double resisted. I'm throwing the Focus Blast. I don't want to take any sludge damage, and I just want to be able to throw a Dazzling Gleam into that Zygarde. They understand it. I'm always happy to get rid of a Zygarde user. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I'm a Zygarde hater. I don't have the cells yet, and I don't have the work ethic to get the cells, and so I just hate on y'all. All right, so we get a fantastic lead, and I think that this save swap is a core breaking ass save swap. So I'm going to stay here because we have 2 answers to Virizion, and they gave us an energy head start, so we just stay here and just ramp up. We just ramp up, force them to show us their third. So we just keep throwing these torch songs. If they want to give us the shields, that's what's up. We're going to live this Hydro Cannon. This is a non-shadow. We're going to get rid of them with this torch song, and then they're going to have to show us their third or take a lot of damage. And now this is a big RPS win, and we just win. Boom, 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 bye-bye. So we get another 4-1 there. And I thought I was curating these 4. That was the one that got me to 2369. Nice. Now, I thought I was curating these 4-1s a little better, but I did want to show the incremental growth. So there's the 2200s, there's the 2300s. And I think this is the set where I get to the 2400s. And so we see this lead. And I think I remember learning how to play this lead out. So I shield the first one, and I throw the torch song on bad timing. They gangsta, and they just let that shit go. I really have no idea what that was about. And they come in with something that we just completely wall, which is Kamo. We counter swap our Togekiss. Now we can just straight up farm down. We don't have to do anything special here. We can just farm down. And I thought that they were gonna come back in with that Empoleon to farm us down, but they were smart and they caught the Focus Blast on their Cresselia. So I do my own thing and I snipe. Now I think we still live this. We don't. That sucks. Anyway, we get the nastiest super resisted farm down, and they realize that once they're debuffed, they're never going to get through 2 Pokemon, and we win that game. All right, so this is a horrible lead, and it kind of core breaks my front and back. So what you do in this situation is you just soft lose it, and soft losing is doing as much damage or getting as much shield as you can and just letting your Pokemon go. So I'm throwing the big move. I'm not going to shield anything. I'm just going to soft lose this. And they get the snipe down, which is super unfortunate. But that Stunfisk is really low and no longer a problem. And this is a very dominant matchup for Togekiss. Even if they boost, I don't necessarily start shielding anything unless it's going to threaten a knockout. So I'm always playing this super safely, just going for the stuff. And it's not super safe because I just keep going for my moves and they catch a Aura Sphere. I check another Aura Sphere, they shield it, and then I save swap. Now, they have a really big energy head start, so I don't like this. So I have to double shield. They're going to get to a move before I even get to 1. So we see MP tie there, and I'm sure they're going to shield this. And we have to hope that they... Yeah, so we got to do some cheeky stuff here. Yeah, that's the cheeky stuff right there. We got to save our Rock Tomb, and we got to get a cool farm down. I don't remember if we win this or not, but we got to get a nasty farm down here. Now, if that Ninetales comes back in, I just win CMP. All right, it had to move in and win CMP. So there was no cheeky play to save us there. Yeah, I forgot about CMP ties, endgame CMP ties. I don't know what the hell we were playing towards. Well played to my opponent. So we get another fantastic lead. This is RPS. I can't imagine we lose this. There's no realm where we lose this. We have 2 answers to Virizion, so we don't need switch. But even though we don't need switch, we're gonna get switch because this is one of the most dominant matchups for Cradily Belly Boat, especially if it's on Spark, and I think this one was. And then they come in and they just allow me to get to this Rock Tomb and debuff their thing. And if I'm smart, I should be shielding and dancing. But instead I shield and throw another Rock Tomb. I guess I'm trying to guarantee another shield. But dancing is the play here because we have 2 answers to the back line and we don't have to worry about much. So this is a Shadow Ball, but we end up living it. And I think we're going to... Okay. Well, this is totally fine because we RPS. Now, I wonder what this is like if they're on Stone Edge, but they're not because we have no shields and they throw this. So I don't really know. I mean, I guess if you're coming to my stream, if you're coming to my video to learn, I should be saying more things, but if you're coming and you're already experienced battler, you just want to like review some battles, then yeah. Oh, you can see why I'm not saying anything there, because it's just there's no amount of like wait like there's nothing I could do to lose that. Rixie business. I battled this guy like I don't know like 90 times a season. This is like a technically a neutral lead because we're both afraid of each other's fast moves. I get a shield first, and then I save swap into my Cradle League. Now we bait out an ice type, which is fantastic. When we built this team, I don't think we were thinking about ice types, but it's fantastic when your save swap can bring out something that your closer is gonna be afraid of. And my closer definitely doesn't want to see this. Now, because we neutralized that thing, we can dance. And I don't like that we got acid sprayed, but we're still in a fantastic position here. Now, I knew they were going to get to a move before we could, so I just wanted to throw anything that I could. Now, they're going to get to another Ancient Power. I don't know how much it does, and it doesn't do a lot. So, we dance out. Now, we bait them, and then we bait them with the Rock Tomb, and we still get to the Grass Knot, which should do, like, some substantial amount of damage. How does this play out? Okay, we get the farm down, and it's just over. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I started to like this team because when I first, like you can see from the beginning of the video, I wasn't very sure, but this is the second or third time I've done this season where a team that I'm using just stops working, and then live on stream, we build a team countering the stuff that we've been seeing that day. And for some reason, we haven't been getting an algorithm. We've been getting pretty lucky about that. Like sometimes when you build a team to counter the shit that you've been seeing, like you end up never seeing that stuff again. And I don't know why that happens, but I think when you're very intentional about it, we were kind of intentional about what we were targeting and what we were trying to protect ourselves from. And we've done that several times this season. And I just feel like it's a really good method to approaching Go Battle League. Show 6 is an entirely different game, but approaching Go Battle League requires like it's like the stock market, like watching what's popular. So we get another 4-1 RPS win. That's why I wasn't describing it. We get to 2407. And I remember like this is sped up 3 times, but I remember the queue times being so crazy that's when I realized that I might be close to leaderboards, which I'm so happy I didn't know that I was close to leaderboards while I was doing the previous battles, because I'm not sure that I would have performed as well, because I probably would have made them matter way too much. But because that battle took too long, I remember I don't know if I said it on stream or not, but I remember thinking to myself, let me go check the leaderboards, man, because like why is a battle in the 2400s taking so goddamn long to find? We do this battle, and again we lose lead, and I don't know why I shield here. I might have been playing this a little bit differently, but I should have played it the same way I played it before, which is just soft lose it, don't shield anything. And we're shielding up Moonblast, which is reasonable. Then we debuff this thing, and what do we want to do? Because I like that I'm staying here, because they likely have another answer. Yeah, exactly. They likely have another answer. It didn't work out for us, but this is fine. And I remember, yeah, so you can see me go immediately open up the website and go. I'm checking the leaderboards. I'm going to the bottom of the leaderboards, and I'm talking to chat, and I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Like, am I close or whatever? And like, should I even keep battling? I was like, if I'm like 24 or 25, I think I skipped a couple of battles. I was 24 or 25 elo at this point, and the lowest was like 2670 something. And I remember just like, I bitched out. I'm like, I don't want to battle. But instead, I do come back at midnight, right? I do come back at midnight, and I do another set that solidifies that I'm going to be on the leaderboards. And that's a set that takes me to 2439, I believe, and that's where you see the screenshot from the beginning of the video. But I wanted to talk about that being my new thought process. Obviously, I also want to celebrate the long time coming for me. I'm not the best battler in the world. I am a work in progress, and I am still humble and still trying to learn. And so I'm very grateful to like casually get to the leaderboards this season without trying, because it's just a testament that like to maybe my natural skill is actually growing. But obviously I have a lot of skills to work on, and you can see me like put my hands in the air, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I think we should just wait this one out, guys. I'm like, I think we should wait this one out. We should stay at the elo we're at. As you can see right there, it says 24-25. And yeah, but I just wanted to review this to talk about the thought process though, really. Because I want to rant about it too. In the previous seasons, and I don't know why I was like this. It doesn't make any sense. But oh no, it's not even just that. I think in previous seasons, there's also the lack of resources thing. Let's talk about that after we review this battle. But I do want to get into that about how like the barrier to entry. Sometimes it's not skill, but sometimes it's like you can't adjust to the changing meta because you only have these 3 usable Pokemon. Anyway, I don't know why when they save swap I stay here, but I guess I want. What do I want to do? We got decent alignment here, but we just lose our Skeledirge. Hopefully, there isn't another strong answer to Skeledirge in the back. These Aura Spheres really add up so quickly. Yeah, so we get the alignment we want. This is just pretty much RPS. It wasn't anything that was gonna stop us from succeeding here, bruh. I think we do one more battle or 2 more. Not sure. We win lead, and this is the right save swap, counter swap rather. So they save swap their Malamar after leading a Corviknight into our Skeledirge. And I think we shield up this foul play because if we don't, then they can just get the nastiest sideway farm down, and I think switch advantage would really be hurtful for us. But because they relocked themselves in, I switch out. And I don't know about this play because, like, as you can see, that payback did a lot. But I am happy that I didn't shield it either way, even though it did a lot. We're just going to let our thing go. Now, us just coming in with the Cradily was super smart there because we get a head start on whatever comes in and we can debuff it. I let the first Rock Tomb go, and I'll send another Rock Tomb. I'm hoping I get a shield here. We don't get a shield. Do I shield? Now, I'm just willing to just get really low here. I'm probably wanting to guarantee a shield here and then snipe. Oh my god, that's so perfect, bro. Maybe I am skillful now. I'm just joking. Yeah, but that snipe was fantastic, bro. That's another thing I wanted to talk about here. Since I'm not doing the best at the reviews, but I do want to talk about a couple of thought processes here. And I've heard a couple of people complain about the 45-second timer, and for me, it just makes dancing in this game so much more rewarding. And like the end game calculations are like a little bit easier. I can't imagine why, because they used to be harder for me in the past. But because I'm not waiting so long, like a lot of the times I'm losing the plot because like we've been in this matchup for so fucking long that I almost forget what the energy on the last Pokemon was and stuff like that. This is Auto Pocket. We queue into Auto Pocket in the Ultra League, by the way. And I'm thinking like, I'm not even nervous or anything like that. I don't get nervous when I queue into famous trainers. This is the honest truth. I do get locked in, right? But I remember thinking like, I'm not tripping about this. This is an okay lead. We're just gonna soft lose it. And it just ends up going horrible because we don't get rid of this Dusknoir fast enough, and it just pretty much gets rid of 1.5 Pokemon. And 2 shields and 1.5 Pokemon. And what are we supposed to do now? I don't even know why we're playing this out. I have no idea. Shout outs to Out of Pocket though. Yeah, I mean, we're just cooked here. I don't even know why we played this out, honestly. And we wouldn't have, this is why we built this team. We really wanted to target this guy. And they come in with their own incinerator. So I love seeing a Scizor lead, obviously. And then they come in with this thing that they just pretty much have to sack. And I like that. I like that decision they made. It looks crazy, like, oh, I'm just gonna let my Talent Flame go. But look at this juicy farm down that they're about to get. Now this is where I almost screwed this game. I think I remember I won this game, but we spoke about this earlier, and I'm glad we're reviewing this and having these off the wall rants. I mean, not off the wall, like just off tangent rants. But here goes another mistake. Because I think that my opponent's gonna react too slow, or I think that I don't need switch advantage. You see me almost sacrifice my entire Skeledirge and almost lose the game because he has a counter swap of a Gastrodon. But because I saved 2 whole Aura Spheres on my Togekiss, I was able to dance around, and this is why I want to talk about the switch timer again. I was able to make up for a mistake that I've been making for so many seasons that's always been ruining my win rate. Overthinking and overplaying. I switched into my Skeledirge to try to get us Incinerate Snipe down. And all that happened was he reacted fast enough to save his entire Scizor with energy and lock his Gastrodon onto my Skeledirge. Now, in previous seasons, when you're locked in for 50 seconds, and let's not talk about seasons where you're locked in for 60 seconds, I could never make those plays where like the energy that I saved on my Togekiss was able to make up for my mistake and have me win that game. The next video will be about, because the very next day I believe I hit Veteran, and that's a short video. Trust me, that video is short. It's just a 4-1 and a 3-2. And some special like celebrity guest battles in that one. But I appreciate y'all hanging out, yo. It's your boy Tap. I'll be back really soon with another video. This video was long, but you gotta really appreciate the fact that, man, this has been a long time coming. I'm not gonna say like some kind of sob story, but my GBL journey in regards to real life and Pokemon hasn't been the easiest, man. And I've been wanting this for a long time, and I want to continue to hang out at the top for a long time and compete with the best. So I'll see you guys in the next video, yo. Stay safe, yo. Peace out.